We've gone over the rules and the fouls. Shane, protect yourself at all times and listen to my command. Ricardo, sigue mis instrucciones y protégete, okay? Dale la mano y regresa. Touch gloves, go back to your corner.
It was a big right hand over the top that first got Vernon Forrest in trouble in the biggest win of his career here in the opening minute of the fight. Another swing over the top of the right hand by Mayorga, and now Mayorga grabs Mosley as he comes in.
As he did when he fought Vargas in a more controlled aggression. Strategy and Mayorga didn't belong in the same book, much less the same sentence.
Clearly intent on trying to match fire with fire in the early going, as he said yesterday, to make him react to me. Good right hand by Mosley. Now Mendoza warns Mosley not to hit Mayorga in the back. Put him on his back with a left hook 56 seconds into the first round. From that point on, it was pretty easy for Oscar. There's a chopping right hand for Mayorga, and Mosley feels a need to come back with the same kind of thing. De La Hoya, his best insulting line was to say, I'm going to beat Mosley and make him go back to work washing dishes at home, saying that Mosley's wife, Jen, calls all the shots because she's Shane's manager, and who simply wants to run her husband's career the best she can.
And she knows boxing, too.
Very respected. Left.
He may have won both the first round and the second round.
Good left hook by Mosley as Mayorga walked right into it. With a combination tackle and left hook there. No question that Shane Mosley is very cautious about Ricardo Mayorga's wild right hand over the top.
Great.
Unless you hit Mayorga with something.
If he would use the jab more.
Yeah, but Mayorga's got Shane off to his rhythm now, got him fighting his type of fight.
Exactly. It seems like Mosley has fallen into the trap of fighting the way Mayorga wants to fight. That you've never heard of a doctor being a referee, Dr. James Jenkin. He's a psychiatrist. And maybe, frankly, they all should be psychiatrists. Or maybe he should have been refereeing this fight. Double left hook by Mosley as Mayorga was gliding on by. Good right hand by Shane Mosley. Kind of hesitated and then popped Mayorga with a right hand lead.
But because of his physical size and strength, he has never been hurt seriously in this fight still.
Well, I think I begin to get a glimpse of why Mosley has been less active, and I think he's trying to time Mayorga coming in and catch him with something big as Mayorga lunges forward.
Puncher, because he's not a counterpuncher. Everything he does normally has to go forward and charge at the ring. So this is what Shane wanted to do to force him to back up now.
Good left hand by Mayorga. Knocks Mosley back momentarily. And there's a lead left hook by Shane Mosley. And a perfect right hand, busting Mayorga on the chops. Right hand inside by Mayorga. Mosley beating Mayorga to the punch of the left hand there. And another good right cross from Shane Mosley.
Mayorga has no defense. He doesn't really go underneath. He doesn't roll it. He just takes it. Just takes it and just commits. As they get roughed up there, the first guys to start complaining.
Left hook lands upstairs for Mayorga. Mosley manages to pop Mayorga with an uppercut as he's coming in.
Well, you know, Shane said he predicted he would stop Mayorga in 8 rounds. That was his prediction, he said, which was unusual because he knows he's not a big puncher. And even his right hand said that he lands it, but he's not a power puncher. But he's a fighter. Shane actually likes to fight, though.
So now, are you suggesting, Emmanuel, that Jack really knows it's the 6th round, but decided to tell Shane it was the 7th to maybe speed him up on the knockout phase?
No, you notice I'm always asking.
It's round 10. I don't really know.
You know, I may be wrong, but I looked at the expression in Mayorga's face at the end of the last round. It looked like he's starting to give a little bit emotionally.
Oh, yeah. Well, the gap in technical skills is starting to show up in a big, big way. And this is the thing about Mayorga. If you've got the cojones to fight him, he's an easy target, as Shane is beginning to learn. He was an easy target for Trinidad, he was an easy target for De La Hoya, and increasingly now he becomes an easy target for Mosley.
More. He's trying to bait him.
And that's exactly what Shane is doing, too. He's fought to shake those punches. But Shane is giving him everything he wants. He wants more, he's giving him more.
Left hook by Mosley. And Mayorga says, oh, hit me again. And Mosley hits him twice with the left hook to the head and the body and busts him with the right cross. And the steam is going out of Mayorga's punches. This is Harold. How do you have it through 6?
Look at him, 58, 56, 4 rounds to 2, Sugar Shane Mosley.
And he seems to be in great condition and still seems to be very much in control mentally.
Well, remember, he comes into the ring weighing 10 pounds more than Mosley.
Yep.
Mayorga is heavier than the weight at which Joe Calzaghe used to weigh in when he was dominating the super middleweight division. Simply couldn't force himself to be disciplined enough as a boxer against Mayorga. And of course, you pointed out, Emmanuel Stewart, that you believe, and some thought he won it.
And with all those punches, still Mayorga still is not busted up, not pinched.
And a better defense.
He did it in the lightweight division, but I think a part of the observation is that the further he goes up in weight, the more he feels compelled to fight as opposed to box. The more he reduces his game to power punches instead of boxing the way he did back as a lightweight.
Hard to fight an unorthodox fighter in an orthodox way.
Yeah, it's very difficult to fight a guy like Mayorga.
Okay, bro.
Certainly, he's succeeded in making Shane wary of him again.
Yep. And there's a good left hook he landed on Shane. Even though it wasn't clean, I think just the size made it be effective.
Good left hook by Mosley. Stop. Another good left hook by Mosley, off the right by Mayorga. I think Shane would do well to invest some more in the body shots with which he began this round. He seemed to stop Mayorga's action a little bit with body shots early on. Mayorga has spent part of this round somewhat on a bicycle. Mayorga wants Mendoza to call a low blow against Mosley. Good right hand by Shane. This time Mayorga finally blocks a right hand shot. Mosley has been a fixture in Shane's corner through most of his career.
Okay, break.
Even though Shane may be ahead on the scorecard, I've been very, very impressed with Mayorga tonight. I'm just saying in bewilderment that he's never been seriously hurt and, been hit with clean punches and still is fighting with such strength and energy going into these late rounds like this.
Mosley landing a couple of crisp right hands and a left hook. Unofficial ranking of the threesome of De La Hoya, Trinidad, and Mosley, and he was quite clear. He said, oh, that's easy. But he'd like to have another fight with De La Hoya if we're able to beat Shane. Oh, there's a big right hand by Mosley, and another one right there. Nobody celebrates impending defeat like Ricardo Mayorga.
Yeah.
Mosley blocked Mayorga's left hand.
And has not been hurt still the whole fight.
Mayorga 61 out of 396. All in all, Mosley's landed 127 punches to only 66 for Mayorga. Shouldn't be that terribly difficult to fight the score. To present himself against the man who's now the top welterweight in the world, Antonio Margarito. It's hard to tell whether this is a fair test of what Mosley might be able to do non-stop. Margarito fills every round's box score from start to finish. That to me would be the biggest difference.
Basics, fundamental fighter. He doesn't do anything unusual, but he's just so
Right hand
consistent.
by Mosley. Whipsaws Mayorga with another right hand.
That one hurt him. His feet were doing
And a
funny
good
things,
left hook by Mosley.
but he's come back.
Shane is making his point down the stretch. And another right hand. Bust.
This is what you love about Mosley, right? He's got the crowd on its feet for something dramatic to happen here.
Just as he did against Oscar De La Hoya 8 years ago. Scintillating fighting down the stretch of the fight by Shane Mosley. A brilliant 12th round. And he puts Mayorga on the canvas.
Hey, you okay? Vete para acá.
So it took a while, but Shane Mosley came up with some of that old 12th round magic. And he knocks him down again to finish the fight.
And it's a knockout.
The left hook.
It's a knockout. He finally got it.
Brilliant stuff by Shane Mosley.
Shane Mosley, I love you.
Here you see Shane Mosley land a straight, perfect 1-2 right on the chin. And shortly after here, Mayorga comes back, shoots a right uppercut, didn't land, but it moved Shane in a position where he came back with an overhand right. Here you see Shane Mosley shoot one of his favorite punches when he starts a jab and next time he's going to jab and changes into a hook. He did something a little similar to this when he knocked out Vargas. Here you see about the most effective punch that's been landing in the whole fight, and that's been the Shane Mosley straight right hand. I mean, hitting a normal 147-pounder. Here you see Shane landing right hand that he's been landing continually all night long. It's amazing how Mayorga's taking those punches and never really been seriously hurt from it. Yeah, here's a combination when he was asking for more, and Shane is putting him in a variety of different punches. Right hands, left hooks, uppercuts. Shane landing another one of the same type punches that we've been showing continually on our replays. A perfectly timed right hand, which he's landed throughout the entire fight. Here you see an uppercut coming in from Mayorga. And, you know, as the fight is getting closer now because it's becoming a physical fight, he's having more of an advantage. Now he's landing a right hook like over on the side.
And here's the series of punches that hurt Ricardo Mayorga. A right hand on the chin. Perfect shot. And having found the key, he came back with another one. Here's the first knockdown. And the now fading Mayorga goes down as Mosley adds a left for good measure and fires in another right. The three-punch combination putting the Nicaraguan fighter on the canvas. One more angle of knockdown number one. Mayorga just leaning into these punches as he did through much of the second half of the fight. And now the end. Mayorga getting up from the knockdown, and Shane Mosley walks in and says, "Eat this."
Yeah, that works.
The cleanup,
that
the cleanup
that
left
was
hook,
a beautiful left hook. That was I call it the Sugar Ray Robinson.